from planes to boats. Viking Cruises celebrated a major milestone, the 100th ship, the Viking Honor. It is one of the 9 new ships that gives Viking the largest cruise line fleet. Very popular with its no kids, no casino policy. And the chief executive told me this was part of this vision since the very beginning.
In my early life, I had some involvement in the cruise line industry, and I had a chance of restarting this company some 28 years ago. And we're 2 guys of us, 2 mobile phones, and 4 old Russian cruise ships. That's 28 years ago. And from that, we had a vision that we should try to establish a serious cruise line for serious people, for thinking people.
What made you think that large numbers of people would actually want to go on river cruises?
It started by some of us having a river cruise in Russia. I must say that's really a fantastic experience. And it depends on who you are. I mean, if you are going to take your children to an entertainment park, then you can do that at Disneyland, or you can take them on one of the new huge ships. But that's not what our product is all about. We are very clear that we are appealing to grown-ups, adults, 55-year-old plus, who are cultured, interested in history, geography, and who probably have time. Most of them are probably by this time retired. So I think we were very, very clear as to who we are appealing to. Most of our guests are Americans, 82% are, and I think we know pretty much what they want.
One of the beautiful things that I've been reading about is this idea that within the genre of the ships, they're all the same. Now, you know, many of the other lines make a great virtue of the fact they're different. You make a virtue of the fact that if you board your river cruise, you'll know exactly where the bathrooms are and you'll know exactly where everything is in the cabin because they're all the same. And that is something people appreciate.
Well, I've lived most of my life in hotels, so I know what it is to come into a new hotel and then try to figure out the light system and how to operate the remote controls and all that stuff. So I think we've been very, very consistent about this, and I think our cruise line is about the destination. People go with us not so much for what they will experience on board, which have a great experience on board too. But the main idea is to come to the interesting destinations, you know, to be on the rivers, to sail into Budapest, see the parliament on your left-hand side. It's really a fantastic experience.
When we look at the demographic, I mean, I suppose it's easy to sort of talk about older people, and by the way, I'm one of them myself, you know, who go on the Viking River cruises. But the truth is that now you're getting very popular with younger people as well, because there is something nourishing about the experience.
I'll not talk about age at this stage. I used to be the youngest guy in the cruise line industry, but I think now I'm probably the oldest one. But it means that I have the whole experience. You're right. You know, I have a daughter who's 55, and she says, now this is for us young people too. And I think that's where it starts. She's now entering our bracket.
Finally, can cruise lines be sustainable? Yes, you can have all the new fuels. Yes, you can, all the necessary restrictions. But the industry as a whole, sir, has a reputation of being less than environmentally friendly.
If I shall be entirely honest, I think the industry could have done better as such in the past. And I think we have been leading, we have been on the forefront of this. By background, I'm a scientist. So we have studied fuels, emissions, what happens to global warming, and so we have studied it very, very carefully. And where we have now landed is that for ships that will be introduced towards the end of next year, we will be having hydrogen fuel cells to be covering about a third of the energy on the ships. And that means true zero emissions.
And sir, I thank you for your time. And next time we speak, let's make it on board one of your vessels.
indeed, I came from London today, and you know, who else can have a ship that docks in Greenwich, in the centre of London? We are very proud.
Nothing like inviting yourself on board somebody else's ship. I'll have a profitable moment after the break.